Hey, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time, all around. Welcome. I am carrieblogger, a career freelancer on Fiverr.com, where I've been selling as a Fiverr Pro verified copywriter for about the past 7 years. And in today's freelance writing video, I'm going to be diving into what I'm sure is going to end up being a rambly video about kind of the moral obligation of working on projects that you might not necessarily agree with, maybe products that you think don't actually work as well as you're selling them. And it's just been something that's kind of been on my mind recently. Every once in a while I go through kind of dark phases of thinking that my job is not helping the world. As I've mentioned before, my goal with this channel, in addition to just kind of creating a more down-to-earth, transparent, realistic view of what a full-time freelance career looks like, what being a copywriter looks like, I wanted to kind of dive into the nitty-gritty real world stuff. And for me particularly right now, this kind of moral obligation question that has been circling around in my brain for a long time, the whole time I've done this, but especially recently, has just been on my mind enough that I want to talk about it. So, being a freelancer, you're so in charge of your own workflow. You get to pick your own projects, you get to pick who you work with. And in theory, that's all true because I'm not hired on by one particular company. I work with brands all around the world, but it kind of ends up being a little bit like feeling you don't have a choice. You kind of have to work with anybody that comes by. When a client comes to you and they're willing to pay a good price tag and you might feel like you need the order and you need the money, you don't really have as much, I feel like, control or freedom or liberty or privilege to turn them down. And that again comes down to this moral question of like, is it harmful to write good content for bad brands? And should I write less effective content if it may be more true? Because yeah, in a dream world, I would only work with companies and clients who I fully align with. I'm just inspired by everything they're doing. You know, brands that are making a positive impact in the world, however that is. Innovative, brand new products that are like something new and special and engaging and interesting and all those good adjectives. And I want something that makes me feel fired up to write for them and not like I'm worried about what I'm writing for. There's so many people that I love what they're doing and I really feel fulfilled and my cup is full working with them. And yeah, I do draw some lines. It's just inappropriately scammy. No. I feel like I didn't explain this well, so I just want to step in and like clarify that I actively don't write for scams. I don't write for things that are illegal. I don't write for things that look unsafe, but it's just hard when I personally feel like we are over consuming as a society. I don't want people to be taken advantage of and investing hard-earned dollars for products that won't work and won't serve them in the long run or are not what they were expecting. So at the end of the day, it sucks to put my skills and my expertise into selling something that sucks. Because I can do a fantastic job of making a pretty subpar product sound great. That's what marketing is. That's what my job is. And things that are bad about a product, like it doesn't do this, there are ways to write it and market it so that it's like, oh, other competitors do this, but they don't do it well. So you know what? We didn't even bother. And it's just marketing. And I hate it because I feel like so much of it is just lying and I can do a really good job. Not of lying, but of making them sound better than they are. And that's my job, but I don't want to. And I'm not even going to dive down the vast rabbit hole of things that people tell me about their products or their company that I am just really gosh darn sure are not true. But my job is to take what they tell me, take the facts, and I'm supposed to write it into something that sells. And so I do. I didn't even know until I started copywriting that so much of what you buy on the internet is all the same stuff. It's clearly a problem on the internet right now that we have all of these fake testimonials and fake reviews, and I feel like you just can't trust anything you read. That's the same thing as on AliExpress. For $2 and they're trying to sell it to you for $45. They're trying to say that they invented it. They're trying to say it's the world's first, blah, blah, blah. And it's just not true. And people have no idea what they're selling. There are people who are just randomly picking drop shipping crap that they think they can make money off of. They've never seen in person. They don't know the quality. They don't even know what it looks like. So I will ask questions of like, how does this work? What's the size? What's it made out of? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, all I have is the manufacturer link. I've never seen it. I don't know. And it's like, you are money grabbing so hard that you are just selling literal crap you have no control over. You probably don't even care, honestly, if people like give you bad reviews or your crappy drop ship goes downhill, because you're not paying that much to set it up. You're not investing that much. It's just... One more quick point that I forgot to say is unfortunate that I feel like we are making it harder for people who are really innovating and creating amazing products to stand out and to perform at the level that they should be, given the quality of what they're offering to the world, because we're saturating the market with things that are low quality, and it is diminishing consumer trust, and it is just filling our world with junk and wastefulness, and that's all to say. Well, it's not all to say. I'm going to say a lot more. I feel like I do already have so much privilege to be turning down work. Just price point wise, I'm priced out of a lot of those scammy territory. I can completely support myself even if I turn down all of those potential clients that I really don't agree with. And I don't always, because I'll be honest, I like the money and I like an easy project where I can just rewrite the manufacturer crap and I can just spin it into marketing fluff for them. And I do my job really well and they like what I write, and it clearly works for them because they say it converts and does a good job. So even with all of that privilege and I feel this conflicted over it, what is my obligation? Is my obligation to do the best job that I personally can and to make sure that my clients are happy, and that is to write content that I think puts their product in the best light. Website content that just makes this company sound fantastic. It converts, it makes people interested and trust them, and it will be successful for them because they're paying me to write them content that will be successful on the internet. Like, that's what this is for. And so I feel morally obligated to do a good job for them. And that's what I do. And that's what annoys me, is that I know I'm doing a good job and it just sucks to put all of that time and energy and effort into something that I don't really want it to be successful. Or is my moral obligation to try to be a roadblock in capitalism, and I need to turn down all those buyers that I don't support and I don't think they're selling good things, and I just say, no, I won't work with you. Kind of standing up to them, and I'm kind of showing what I believe in, but they're just going to hire somebody else. Am I really that much of a roadblock of just me refusing to work with them? Or is it my job to morally, is it my moral obligation to do a less good job at my writing in a way that is fully more true and transparent? So not framing negatives as a positive necessarily, in a way that won't sell as well. It won't convert buyers as well, but maybe I would feel better about the fact that I didn't twist the truth a little bit and make that poorly designed feature into something that sounds incredible. Because that's what I can do. That's what my job is. I'm so good at that, but I don't like doing it. When it gets posted on their website, they're not crediting carrieblogger. They are pretending like they wrote it. They're pretending they're the marketing geniuses who did that. Help me. So let me know, how do you feel about marketing? I have such a love-hate relationship with it. I get it. I understand it. I do it pretty darn well in my own work. And I think that smart branding and interesting marketing is so cool. I think that it's so creative. And I hate when it gets dumbed down into this spammy, scammy, I hate the internet, stop trying to sell crappy stuff. A lot of it just feels like a lie, and I really don't know how my part fits into this. I completely forgot to film an outro, so please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for 1,000 followers. You guys are amazing, and Hopefully with next week's Freelance Friday video, I'll be back on more of an upbeat, advice-driven topic. But today I just really needed to kind of get all that rolling out of my brain, and I look forward to hopefully getting some insightful commentary going in the comments below. So be sure to do that, and I will see you next week. Thank you. I love my job. I do. I do love my job. I just hate all that. Okay, bye. Get back to work. See ya. Just go right. Okay, bye-bye.